flows. And until they are fixed, the situation will only get worse and more heartbreaking. What is Congress doing about it?
Well, I hate to be candid and morose about this, but Congress is not doing anything, in my opinion. Bills have been introduced, but we're dealing with a party that doesn't really want to, that controls the House right now. They don't want to do anything on the border. They continue to argue that this is a manufactured crisis, that there is no crisis. I'll be taking down another group of congressmen in the next few weeks to the southern Arizona border because I want them to be educated on how real this is. But the reality is we're dealing with a party that says there is no crisis. Not only is there no crisis, there's not even a problem, that this is just created. And that kind of denial just can't go on, because this is going to grow and grow, because the grapevine is out there. When people know they can come to this country and declare asylum and be released into the interior, which is what we're talking about, 85,000 roughly in the last few months, they're going to keep coming. The incentive is to keep coming.
And we know that this is all ahead of the Trump administration gearing up for a legal battle over his emergency declaration. Congressman Pete King joined us earlier on America's Newsroom talking about the president's power to allocate those funds. Listen.
The President of the United States, as Commander-in-Chief, has to decide how to best allocate military funding. And the President believes that this is a national security threat. And so, therefore, the money that is being used for defense, he believes is very logical and very right that that be used for this wall, which the President thinks is essential to our national security.
Final thoughts on that, Congressman?
Yeah, I agree with Pete. The Commander-in-Chief has authority under the Constitution, and elsewhere in the statutes, we've delegated authority for him to spend the money on something like border fencing.
Andy Biggs from the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Fox News confirms the capture of ISIS fighters tied to a deadly bombing that killed 4 Americans back in January. It was the deadliest attack to date on U.S. personnel in Syria. Jennifer Griffin live at the Pentagon with that story. Jennifer.
John, a senior defense official tells Fox News that Allied forces in Syria captured 5 ISIS fighters believed to have been behind that vicious attack on American forces in January. A spokesman for the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, or SDF, confirmed the capture in a tweet. Quote, "A group of suspects believed to be involved in January 16th Manbij bombing that killed several U.S. and SDF servicemen were captured following technical surveillance by our forces. The outcome of the ongoing investigation will be shared at a later time." The January attack killed an Army Green Beret Chief Warrant Officer Jonathan Farmer, Navy Chief Shannon Kent, the first woman killed in combat in the ISIS fight, Scott Wirtz, a former Navy SEAL working for the Defense Intelligence Agency, and Ghadir Taher, naturalized U.S. citizen working as a civilian interpreter. The deadly suicide attack, January 16th, came 1 month after President Trump surprised his national security team by ordering the complete withdrawal of all 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. The president later reversed course to allow hundreds of American troops to remain. Top U.S. officials have warned despite ISIS only having a sliver of land in eastern Syria, it still has thousands of fighters scattered across Syria and Iraq. Last month, a Pentagon watchdog warned, quote, "Absent sustained counterterrorism pressure, ISIS could likely resurge in Syria within 6 to 12 months and regain limited territory." It's not immediately clear, John, if the ISIS fighters will be transferred back to the United States for trial or what the next steps will be. It will really depend on whether there is any evidence that would hold up in a U.S. court. John?
Good to know. We got those suspects at least. Jennifer Griffin, thank you.
President Trump calling out GM, upping the pressure on the auto giant to reopen their shuttered plant in Lordstown, Ohio. Hundreds of jobs are at stake. We will talk to the mayor of Lordstown about the impact on his town next.
You want a fresh-smelling home, but some air fresheners use heavy, overwhelming scents. Introducing Febreze One, a new range of innovative air fresheners with no heavy perfumes that you can feel good about using in your home to deliver a light, natural-smelling freshness. Febreze One neutralizes stale, stuffy odors and releases a subtle hint of fragrance like bamboo or lemongrass ginger. To eliminate odors with no heavy perfumes, try new Febreze One. Brand power helping you buy better.
Meeting people is my life. I had to be careful how wide I would open my mouth because I was embarrassed to show my teeth. It was time to do something for myself that was going to be permanent.
The Clear Choice one-day approach is making dental implants a reality for people all over the country who suffer from missing or failing teeth.
I felt like I was the most important person on earth to them.
Bill came in, bad teeth, discomfort, pain. We needed to get him into a smile that he felt confident in. We have expertise that he might not find anywhere else, all in one location.
The next day, I had a new smile. Couldn't wait to show some folks. It's amazing what a smile can do for a person.
Discover why this is so much more than another dental procedure. It's a true life changer. With over 30,000 new smiles and counting, we're lifting spirits and confidence all over America. Schedule your free consultation today. We'll even talk about financing options.
I'm eating corn on the cob. I had the best smile I'd ever had in my life.
Call Clear Choice today.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need? Now you can sell your policy, even a term policy, for an immediate cash payment. Call Coventry Direct to learn more.
We thought we had planned carefully for our retirement.
But we quickly realized we needed a way to supplement our income.
Our friends sold their policy to help pay their medical bills. And that got me thinking. Maybe selling our policy could help with our retirement.
I was skeptical, so I did some research and called Coventry Direct. They explained life insurance is a valuable asset that can be sold.
We learned we could sell all of our policy or keep part of it with no future payments. Who knew? We sold our policy. Now we can relax and enjoy our retirement as we had planned.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify to sell your policy. Don't cancel or let your policy lapse without finding out what it's worth. Visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if your policy qualifies, or call 1-800-983-6200. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
Check it out. Our unlimited plan on the brand new Samsung Galaxy S10.
Ooh, premium entertainment on the infinity screen.
People have 7 different premium entertainment options to choose from.
Because people are different. Like how you cut the crust off your sandwiches and I eat them.
And I'm pretty laid back and casual, and you iron your jeans.
I'm actually very happy you noticed that.
Cool. That's cool.
AT&T has the only unlimited plan that gives you your choice of top-tier entertainment. Buy a new Galaxy S10 Plus and get one free. More for your thing. That's our thing.
President Trump putting the pressure on General Motors to try to save an Ohio manufacturing plant. The company stopped production at its Lordstown facility 2 weeks ago. The president calling for negotiations with the United Auto Workers to begin right away, tweeting, General Motors and the UAW are going to start talks in September, October. Why wait? Start them now. I want jobs to stay in the USA and want Lordstown, Ohio, in one of the best economies in our history, opened or sold to a company who will open it up fast. Let's bring in the mayor of Lordstown, Ohio, Arno Hill. Mayor Hill, thanks for being with us. I know these are kind of tough times for your town. What are the prospects of something happening like what the president is outlining there? Another company buying that plant, perhaps?
Well, you know, our ultimate goal, we would like to have General Motors put another product in. You know, they had the best product they could have had in the last 50 years. However, people quit buying cars. It's not just a General Motors problem. It's a Ford, Chrysler. Everybody wants crossovers, SUVs with the cheap gas.
Right. This is the last month that Ford is going to be building the Taurus, for instance. The consumer tastes are changing, and the Chevy Cruze they were building there in your Lordstown plant just wasn't selling.
It wasn't selling, and we're hoping that we can get another product. I tell people now, since the plant is shut down, it'd be much easier to retool when you don't have to work around production. We're still hoping General Motors will bring another product, or if they don't, I can agree with the president wanting to push forward with repurposing the plant, and we'd like to know, find out the outcome sooner or later. Ideally, we'd like to still be a General Motors town and help all our residents who've put a lot of years into the plant. But if that doesn't happen, we would like to know, because I believe there has been some interest to repurpose it.
The president also tweeted over the weekend getting sort of personally critical of the UAW leadership there at the plant. I know you're a Republican, the president obviously a Republican. What did you think of that?
Well, Dave Green, the union president, is a good friend of mine. We've come a lot closer. We're co-chairing the Drive It Home Lordstown campaign. And right now it's in the hands of General Motors and the International Union. Dave and I can only do so much. We're still going to try to keep let General Motors and the UAW know that we're still here. We still want a product, but ultimately we don't have a whole lot of say right now with the International and General Motors.
You did talk with GM Chairwoman Mary Barra, right? What did she have to say? Anything reassuring?
No, the governor talked with Mary Barra. I have not had a chance to talk with Mary Barra yet. I've tried to set an appointment, and I'm going to try to get up there in the next couple of weeks. I have not, talked with her yet. I have talked with their governmental relations rep, and he keeps me posted what's going on, but I have not met the chairwoman yet.
All right. The 1,200 jobs that have been idled with the shutting down of this plant, that's going to have a real ripple effect in your economy, isn't it?
Absolutely. Actually, over the last couple of years, it's been 4,500 jobs, plus the ripple effect of all the sub-suppliers and everything, a lot of local businesses. We used to get 85% of our funding from General Motors. Now we get approximately 40%. So we have tried to diversify. We've been trying to prepare for this. We should be okay through the end of the year. But after that, we're going to monitor our budget every couple months and keep an eye on everything. And we're hopeful that we do get a product or get the plant repurposed, because they have maintained the facility. It is a great facility.
But it's not that easy to simply retool a plant to build SUVs when you've been using it to build sedans, is it?
Well, they told me in '94, I was mayor then, and when they came and got an abatement, and they said that they had tried to make the plant so it could be more versatile. Then they put a paint plant in, and they said the paint department was a little bit tougher to reconform. But we're hoping that, if they come in and retool, I know I've talked with Governor DeWine, and he said, we have to find out what GM wants. And if we find out what they want, then we can get in negotiations to try to get another product in there.
Has the White House contacted you?
I got a call from the White House Office of Governmental Affairs yesterday, and I talked with them twice, and I told them I'd like to set up a meeting with President Trump also. Since this is at the forefront, we want to be able to have a lot of discussion and see what we can do to save and keep General Motors there.
Obviously, the president is thinking about it because he's tweeting about it. Arno Hill, the mayor of Lordstown, Ohio, thanks for being with us today. Good luck on getting some good results with that plant.
Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it.
All right, it is about that time. 11 minutes away now from the start of Outnumbered. Good morning, ladies.
Hey, good morning. Good to see you.
You too.
The Supreme Court is becoming a litmus test, apparently, for Democratic 2020 hopefuls, some of whom say we need to reform the High Court, even expand the number of justices. Is this just sour grapes over President Trump putting two conservatives on the bench and really making his mark?
It is.
And the appellate system, too. Or will it hurt Democrats in the long run?
Probably. Plus, a trove of documents released on the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, showing just how long the FBI was investigating him before raiding his home and office. What that could all mean for Cohen's damaged credibility and for the president.
Yeah, it's heavily redacted.
So redacted.
Yeah,
They did it with a Sharpie.
like with crayon. All that, plus the guy in the middle, outnumbered. Sandra, back to you.
Leave us guessing. Harrison Kennedy, thank you. See you shortly. We are awaiting the arrival of Brazil's president at the White House. A short time from now, the two leaders will be meeting in private before